Good morning everyone, and welcome back to another day in the life video. It is Sunday, so yesterday I didn't really record much because nothing much related to school happened. I just hung out and had some fun with my girlfriend and her sister, so it was good in terms of replenishing my energy. But now I gotta really get into the study mode because this week we have two of our finals for the semester. The semester is structured a little bit odd in the fact that we're completing our finals, or at least most of them, this week, and then we continue to have those classes, but we're working on group projects and individual projects in the remainder of the semester before we start to have our interviews for clinical experience number 3. So not to say that we're close to the end of the semester necessarily, because we'll still have another week or two after this, but that means that today at work I'm going to really focus on preparing for those finals, as well as maybe doing a little bit of research. Well, I had quite a busy day today, especially with research, because this morning I helped with an appointment. This afternoon during lunch I helped with another appointment, and then in the afternoon after class I ended up just doing a little bit of logistical stuff with the other research assistant that's helping out on the project. So definitely got my fill of that for today, but for our classes, everything was very fun and very meaningful, especially this afternoon in our medical conditions class. We were talking about burns and those type of wounds, and we actually had 2 burn survivors from 2 completely different types of circumstances come and share their stories and allow us to ask questions and everything like that. So I'm very thankful for having that opportunity. I know that I've had the opportunity in the past in my clinical experience number 1 to actually shadow within the burn unit for a day, but of course it's also really good to be able to see multiple stories and see them after they make it out of the hospital rather than in it. So overall, I thought that today was great. I am pretty tired though. I didn't get the best sleep and have a little bit of a headache right now. So I'm going to make myself some dinner right away and just figure out what I kind of need for the rest of the evening. I know that my study group is getting together to do some studying tonight, but I don't know if I'll join them, just depending on how I'm feeling after I get some eating done, because I might just need a nap before I do some studying on my own, but I guess we'll see where the night takes us. Well, last night, because of my headache and everything, I took a nap and was able to feel better after a good bit of sleep last night. So I am very thankful for that, because now I can really focus on studying for finals. But this morning we had medical conditions where we went over kind of transplant, frailty, everything in regards to prognosis and the connection between the two in terms of someone who is frail going into having a transplant done and not. And then in the afternoon, we had the opportunity to work with some community members, getting to just practice going through an entire session with them and focusing on prescription of high intensity exercise for them, which was really awesome, getting to do that in pairs, because we got to show some of these individuals how much they really can do even when they are in older age, and gave them some items to have in their own toolbox that they can use as options for keeping themselves fit and healthy as they continue to grow older. But now I had a little bit of a break. It's right around 4 o'clock right now, and I have work around 5 p.m. until 10, where I'm really going to focus on reviewing for my healthcare delivery final, which, crazy enough, is tomorrow morning, so that's the main thing to prepare for. And then tomorrow afternoon, I think we're going to try and do some group studying for our applied exercise science final, which is going to be on Thursday. So lots to do. Depending on how my healthcare delivery studying goes, I might do a little bit of applied exercise science studying during work, or I might do a little bit of work for research since we're starting up working on another poster, as well as just continuing to put some of our data into REDCap for the participants who have already finished. So that's pretty much the plan for tonight. All right, well, we have completed the first of our two finals that we have this week. That being healthcare delivery is done. Got a good score, so we can move on from there. Now, tomorrow in the afternoon, we're going to have our applied exercise science exam. So we did a bit of group studying this afternoon after the healthcare delivery final. And before that, tomorrow we're going to have a medical conditions class just covering a bit of content, starting to get ready to finish that class down as well because we just got an email about a study guide that was sent out, so that will be something that I can start working on tomorrow at work after I take the exam tomorrow. So the rest of the evening is pretty much going to be make sure that I get myself a good dinner. I think we're going to have some spaghetti and meatballs and some garlic bread. And then I'm going to just try and do a last bit of studying for this applied exercise science exam, just looking at the lab values and making sure that I have all of the cutoffs ready since that's the thing that I think I need to study most. All right, so last night I ended up not really doing too much schoolwork and preparation and actually ended up just going for a run with my girlfriend and just going for a walk afterwards and spending some good quality time with her. And then this morning I woke up, made myself a good breakfast, did my last review of the material for applied exercise science, and then we headed over to medical conditions where we had some great conversations about eating disorders and obesity and things that we can do as physical therapists to help with both of those, both clinically and just education-wise. But then I had a short break for lunch, and then we had our applied exercise science exam, which I don't know my grade yet because they're muted. I think they're supposed to release later tonight, so hopefully it all went well, but it felt really good. I went through it pretty quickly. I think I was out of there in a half hour or so, but now I have a good bit of time before I have to head to work later this evening, where I think I'm going to try and get ahead on the work for next week, because now that these two finals are done, we're switching kind of our focus over to doing some projects for the next 2 weeks outside of our medical conditions final. That will be 2 weeks from now. But overall, what I'm going to do with the rest of my afternoon is go for a quick run with one of my friends, Austin, who invited me to go and do that, just to enjoy the nice weather outside, and then I'll come back and get a few things done before I head off to work. That brings us to the end of this week as a whole. It was a very busy week when we consider that we had two final exams on top of the fact that I think I worked over 25, maybe closer to 27, maybe 28 hours between both my research job as well as my job at the wellness center. So it's just been a crazy busy week. But we made it through with some good exam scores, and now it's just going to be some projects coming up next week. before we have in 2 weeks, that's when we finish up our medical conditions class with that final. But at least everything in between is pretty much just these projects in the 2 classes that we just finished up, applied exercise science, as well as healthcare delivery. So that will be what I will start working on this weekend. But if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe down below. Also, I know that we're coming up on a perfect time period where the MPTE is going to be about exactly 6 months from the posting of this video, approximately. And I just wanted to remind you guys about the fact that if you want to try out Picmonic, make sure to try out their free trial for 5 days. Lets you get to see exactly everything that they have to offer. And if you do want to buy a subscription, which would last you all the way through the MPTE test date, then make sure to check out the link in my description down below. That will get you at least 20% off of your subscription. If you want to see more of the work on projects and see us finish out this semester and finalize our list of potential interviews that we'll have for clinical experience number 3, make sure to check out the video next week. Thank you all so much for watching. This has been KBDPT, and I'll see you all in the next video.